Thank you, Cena. John Cena is no longer a wrestler. About as realistic as all the rest of it, man. This is my least favorite of the three. Still does the job, it's just my least favorite. So what do we talk about today, people? There's obviously things happening, shootings, and all that terrible shit. But I don't like. It's weird because I don't mean to like discount other stuff. You know, I don't. You know, so many things, chemtrails, vaccines, all these things. These are definitely things that need to be talked about, and I'm glad those things are talked about. But I just don't see why I should talk about them. You know, at least you know, focus on them. Because when it comes to shit like chemtrails, you know, I'm not sure his status, his legitimacy status. But Matt Landman, you know, he has that whole thing down way more than me. Well, you know, the best part is you can talk all the shit you want. Everybody knows you were there watching and you didn't catch it, so that should say something, shouldn't it? You know, if somebody else didn't catch it, you wouldn't have caught it. That's how stupid you are, and it's your own fucking people. It's your own story. It'd sound weird, but you know, even still, what a dumb narrative it is to begin with. Like, you can take the Helen Keller aspect out of the Anne Frank story, and it's still fucking stupid. The 12-year-old girl who, you know, knew she was going to, people were going to read her dumb story, and so she was taking scenes out and all that other stuff. I watched the replay and I caught it 2 minutes in. Oh, I bet you did. What a convenient thing for you to say. Did you watch? Just like right now, right? You're here within 1 minute of me going live. You're here within 1 minute of me going live every single time. And you didn't catch anything because I put it in the title. So even looking at the title, it already acknowledges where I screwed up. So you didn't catch anything. But you were there yesterday. You were watching start to finish like you always are. You set your alarm for 5 a.m. so you can watch me because you're a fucking, you know, you have a job to do. And, you know, you're just doing nothing but proving my point with every dumbass pedo comment you make. Because even if, you know, like I fucked up, there's no doubt about that. And now you couldn't wait. You're like first minute in, I'm gonna say something because I finally have something that I can legitimately point out where guy was wrong, guy screwed up. Right? Yes, I went back and changed the title right after I was done, like I always do. It was edited immediately, so you weren't watching a replay. See, it's again, you just keep digging the hole. the replay would have had the title. If you were watching it after the fact, the title change was there. You said you watched the replay, so the title change was there. But we both know you were there from the beginning. And the only way you would know if I changed the title is if you were there from the beginning and you saw the original title. There you go. But the point is, think about how many different things I talk about and you don't deny it. You don't point it out. You don't be here within 1 minute to say, ha, you were wrong. So that must mean I'm right about everything else. Because when you actually have something that I'm wrong about, you can't wait. Which is, really telling when it comes to all the pedo stuff. Because you never deny being a pedo. You never deny being an Israeli piece of shit. Yet again, the thing where I screwed up and, realizing I screwed up, not being worried about it in the slightest, I left it up. The fact that you're even admitting, I watched your replay. Like if that was the case, you're just making yourself look dumber and dumber and dumber. But again, you would have only known that the title had been changed if you watched the original title, if you watched the original video from the beginning. So, you keep going though. Keep proving my point. This person doesn't have anything negative to say about the Israel Hayom bottom of darkness, about the Hollywoodism aspect of things, metzitzia, all that stuff. They have nothing to say. Yet, when I, again, leave up an admitted mistake because I want people to see that mistakes can be made. It just goes to show you, after all of these years, you finally have something. And of course, you're going to roll in it like the piece of shit, like a dog rolling in dog shit, or in some sort of dead animal or whatever it is in the yard. Oh, I just love it all over me. But this is the whole point. Even my failures, even my screw-ups work to my advantage, especially when it comes to the opposition. The opposition showing their true colors. The opposition showing you just how stupid that, this is, you open up the books in Israel, you demonize Israel, stupidity. This is believing a 12-year-old girl wrote a diary and then rewrote it because she had the idea that it was going to be a big, huge book. But then everyone died except her father, then made millions off of it. I mean, it's just such a bullshit story. Adding the blind, deaf, and dumb thing to it was just, like a little piece of it. And you still have that story with Helen Keller, which we're going to look into. But, I never know how these are going to go. And I don't even start it with a plan most of the time. But to have it work out the way it has with this Israeli fucking pedo coward coming in here, playing into it and exposing themselves like they always do. The proud pedophile. Remember that, people. This is the very, not just proud, very proud pedophile. It's an interesting, display. And it only validates the idea that not only do the people that pull strings, are they pedos, they're also, they're also very focused on trying to protect themselves. get there. What the fuck is that? But I just, they're really, really stupid. And it comes from the inbreeding, the decades, the generations of inbreeding. It comes from the entitlement, that privilege that protects you from the reality check. And it's created this environment. Like I say, I've been telling you guys that there's only a couple of ways to explain it, right? And the idea that the pedos are really mad at me, and that they have power, it's evident on my feed, or with my feed. And you just, it doesn't even take much. It's just like everything else. It doesn't take much to figure it out. These it's just like all of it. I mean, just pick your poison. What is wrong with you? Pick the thing that you want to talk about, and we'll see if it lines up. When I stumbled across the dry ice thing, I mean, come on. Who's thinking dry ice is part of a conspiracy? Who's even giving it a thought? This dumbass. Me? Yeah. And surprisingly, not surprisingly, I guess, when you actually look into it, it just falls apart. It's just more of a narrative that I don't know if they didn't expect us to. They just don't expect people to care. I don't really know. They don't expect people to question it. If they've programmed you into believing in Jesus and accepting authority, even if it's intangible, you still accept it because it's an authority. Stop. Maybe. The thing about all this is always trying to figure it out. If anything, for my own personal peace of mind. But, hopefully we figure things out so we can make some changes and make things better. But at the very least, I saw this one video on one of these truther pages that are allowed to have many, many views. It's a guy in a weird mask on one side, and on the other side it's a puppet, and they're British. Yeah, man, it talks like that. It's fucking goofy. But they do make some pretty decent videos, at least, showing you clips of either, different newscasts or, just little different videos showing you things that have happened that mainstream media is not going to necessarily pick up, but these things exist. They're official in that respect, and they're this one that just popped up. I think it was a few days ago, 6 days ago. I don't know. Was is Joe Rogan next? Are they going to take out Joe Rogan next? And I didn't even bother watching it. I should watch it, I guess. But it would fit, a character they created, just like Charlie Kirk, where they gave us this character to take him out at the optimum time for them. And if you really do look at when that happened, coinciding with Epstein stuff, coinciding with Israel stuff, Man, it was perfect timing. Perfect timing. And what's happened since has just done nothing but muddy the waters. If there are, yeah, it's funny because YouTube used to be something where you could like type in Charlie Kirk conspiracy and shit would pop up that gave you alternative perspectives and whatnot. Now, unless you know the video or the channel, it's not going to show it to you. Look, I'm going to reset because we're sitting here at 1, and that's just silly. So, the one pedophile that is watching, kill yourself.